Om Nagyantimiram Dasha Dhananjananchaya Chakshuramitam Jina Tasmaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram. So thank you very much for inviting us to be your own center of the Vrinda. Jai. Hare. So we can also speak something on deity worship in the home. Jananivas has compiled the Hari Bhakti Vilas, especially for the Grihastha devotees who do not want to follow the Smarta Viti. So Gopal Bhatta and Jananivas have compiled the Hari Bhakti Vilas, accepted as a standard for Grihasthas, especially Grihastha devotees living at home. And Sanatana Goswami says that if one doesn't worship the deity in the household, they will positively fall down from the standard of purity. But when you have a deity in the house, then you're conscious that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is in our house in form of deity or picture or some form or other, photo. So then, you have to be more attentive to the way you behave at home in front of the deity. But the basic difference between deity worship in the temple and deity worship at home is that in the temple then everything is centered around the deity's schedule. What time he wakes up, what time he eats, what time is the arati, it's all very regulated. I think we don't maintain the standard of regulation in the service of Krishna in the temple. Then we make Seva Apparat, Deity Apparat. But in the home, same worship may be going on, but the schedule of the deities revolves around the Grihastha schedule. Because only when the Grihastha wakes up, then Krishna can wake up. Only when he cooks, then Krishna can eat. Otherwise, there's no difference in the personality of Godhead. It's not that just because Krishna is in the home that he is a different Krishna from Krishna in the temple. He's the same Supreme Absolute Lord, kindly consented to appear in the Grihastha's houses. So, so by keeping the deity and a regulated worship, then one becomes clean, the house is always kept clean, and everything maintains the purity of the household. So the main thing about the deity in the house is that he's going to eat, because in the household you have to eat, and you don't eat anything that's not offered to Krishna first. Krishna says if you do that, you're eating only sin. So we have to worship, we have to offer our foodstuffs to Krishna. So this is the main function. We've got to to eat in your household. He's there, we can offer our food stuffs to Krishna. So this is the main function. And Srila Prabhupada, he gave us instructions specifically on offering bhoga. He gave a lot of instruction, but lots of details he didn't give. But he wanted at least from at least the temples to be systematic. He said our temple should have a systematic process of deity worship all around the world. So he wanted some kind of standard that the grihasthas could follow, and the temple worshippers could follow also. So Prabhupada said, I'm sending a book soon and you can find out, but which he never sent. And he wrote it was presuming that it was the Arjuna Padati of Srila Keshav Maharaj Prabhupada's sannyas disciple, sannyas guru from Keshav Gaudiya Mata Mathura. He has his Arjuna Padati. We were presuming it's going to be that the Prabhupada didn't. But anyway, Prabhupada never sent, but he gave permission to the devotees to make. And there was the first deity worship book, I think it was called The Process of Deity Worship. Then afterwards it was refined and became the Pantratika Pratipa. It's being refined a little bit more now by the deity worship minister and Shinkava Thakur. And it should be out by the Kartik month. So regarding the bhoga offering, actually there was when Prabhupada was compiling Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Lila 25, Mahaprabhu was instructing Shanatana Goswami to write the Hari Bhakti Vilas and explain the different processes of art and observing festivals. That was made into a little booklet. Prabhupada is a purple, the long purple. He gives 64 upacharas that can be offered. So that was like the first thing from Prabhupada we had directly from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we tried to. It's the basis of the Mayapur standard of deity worship. We're trying to implement all these things. I asked Prabhupada a few questions about the different upacharas. One of them was the asana. That's the 5th asana of the 6th 12. And I asked Srila Prabhupada, what is the meaning of this asana? And he said, yes, you have the picture of Guru on the altar, and you bring the bhoga, and the asana is for the Guru, and then you bring the bhoga, then the Guru place the bhoga for the Guru, then the Guru will offer to his Guru, then he will offer to his Guru, then he will offer to his Guru, like this go to Chaitanya, and then to Radha and Krishna. And they will take that bhoga, and then after that it will come back down as Mahaprasad, and then Guru will take and disciples, devotees will take the Mahaprasad. He said, this is the system, parampara. So that was made clear. Many other Vedas Prabhupada said the same thing. So at least there should be a standardized process that Prabhupada has given us, that we bring in bhoga, we present it to the Guru, with the understanding the Guru is not eating it, but he's offering to his Guru, to his parampara, etc. Then he said you place the the Bhoga there, and then you chant your Guru Pranam 3 times. And then Gauranga's Pranam 3 times. And then Krishna's Pranam 3 times. So your own Guru. Srila Prabhupada was present so that he just mentioned you offer to your Guru. So those other disciples of later Gurus, they can chant their Guru mantra first, then Prabhupada's mantra. So he said you should chant, you should be ringing a bell, and the mantra should be loud enough to hear, at least you should hear, shouldn't be silent. And then you chant your prayers, 3 prayers while ringing a bell, and you shouldn't be looking at the deity or the Bhoga at that time, just in case you want to enjoy it separately. So anyway, ringing a bell, chant your Guru Pranam 3 times, then Prabhupada's Pranam 3 times, then Gauranga's Pranam, Namo Mahaprabhaya 3 times, then Krishna's Pranam mantra, and Namo Brahmanaya Devaya 3 times. He said then you come outside and you chant the Brahma Gayatri. First of the Gayatri is Om Namo 10 times. And that's the official offering that Prabhupada has established for us. So then after that, according to how much detail you want to add in the deity worship, so you have an asana, you invite Guru to the asana, and the understanding that he's offering to Guru. This is something quite unique that Srila Prabhupada had introduced, because generally, the Archana Padakis, who on deity worship, they invite Krishna first to come. Previous to that, everybody worships Guru. Everybody knows that, or they should know that. All bona fide sampradayas, they will worship. It's like Madhvacharya. Before they go and worship the deity, they worship Madhvacharya. But he has a separate room, Madhvacharya. So they worship the Guru first, then they come out then to the deity room and they offer directly to Krishna, because already they worship Gurus. But somehow or other, that is a system you should worship Guru. So Prabhupada kind of made it a bit more simplified. And so he said you offer the Bhoga directly to the Gurus on the asana, and so then chant his mantras and repetitively offer up through the parampara. But by going through the Guru. So this is a very safe process. If you try to worship Krishna directly and offer you're offering some rice and dal and shakti, etc. And if you you're worshiping Krishna directly, then if he accepts it, then Krishna will take the rice, dal and shakti. If you offer it first to Guru, if you offer then Guru, he may add on that. We just made some simple rice. But Guru, he may add. Prabhupada liked Varadal Pachuris because Radharani Everybody likes original purity. So he may add something, as you Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati. So he liked it. So the Parampara, they may add on to that plate, your offering. And as it goes up to the Parampara, they may add so many things. So it may start off something very simple. But by the time it gets to Srimati Radharani, then it turns out to be a big feast. Shukta Shakaya Dibajam Nalita Kushmando Daridana Tukyatangi Dadimochakam Mutlabara Mashabara Rotika Gritana Shashpuri Sakut Puri Padash. It's more popular tactical song, Bogartic song. Actually, this description is going on before Krishna leaves and goes to the forest. Not just sort of cooks a big feast for Krishna. He's going to be hungry, he's been out in the forest all day. So she makes that feast. What we're chanting, that Bogartic song, that's all being prepared before Krishna leaves for the forest. Because we can't cook that chap on a boga early morning, we don't have time to do it. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was made it into the noontime offering. It's called the Bogart. But anyway, that's the idea. It becomes a great feast and Krishna finally gets it. So it's kind of a unique way Prabhupada established it. Offered on the altar to the first of the Guru, to Karana, and then Krishna. So the main difference in the temple worship is that the Guru, the deity in the temple is governed by the Panchatiki rules and regulations. That's Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. That's the process of worshipping the deity in the temple. That will always go on, it will always be the same. Even if a person is on the platform of Ragamark, spontaneous service, when he serves the deity in the temple, he will use the deity's process of Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, follow the Panchatiki rules. So that's a set standard for the deity. Well, generally that process standard is 16 upacharas, Sota upachara. Ashanam Swagatam Patyamagamachvam Keshamarupaka Punachmyam Sanavastram Tamkaram Kanda Pushpa Tupatitam Idam Devidyam Namaskam. The 16 items of worship. This is the standard in all the temples, major temples. If you offer these 16 items, and Krishna will be satisfied, other temples will be satisfied, no, you won't get any complaint. So it's the kind of a standard everybody uses, the Jagannath uses. Govindaji, Radha Kamta Country and Gumbira. Many temples I ask separately. This is the kind of a standard process, specifically the Shalagrama Shila. And they will worship with the Purusha Shukta mantra. Om Shahasra Svirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sasraksha Tuming Vishatolika Ishtat Shanguram. Then we don't Ashanam and Krishna in the next mantra. Om Purusha Evidavan Shadvam Gyatutam Yakshabhavyam Tamrita Vaishashano Adam Nirmati Rohati Swagatamasasva. Then the next mantra. Vitatakyam, then the next mantra. Vidanagyam, next mantra. Vidanaashmani, like that. 16 upacharas and 16 mantras. Different mantras from the Purusha Sukta. That is like the standard that everybody, the major temples accept. So if you have that in your temple, then everybody should be satisfied. Krishna should be satisfied, and Mahaprabhu should be satisfied, and Pujari should be. Now regarding the home worship standard, now you set your own standard according to your time, according to the facility, financial situation. So you can make a standard that you know you can maintain for the rest of your life. It's not going to become a burden. So that's entirely up to you what kind of a standard you have. And you try to maintain that. And if you can't maintain it, it's not saver upright. It has to it's difficult. You have to leave sometimes with life. You can't. But somehow or another, you leave some fruits and something for you to eat. Fruits and nuts or something. Dates, things. Prabhupada said you can do that. Different options you can do when you leave. But the idea is that you make a standard that you know you can maintain for the rest of your life. That's the idea of accepting deity worship. You continue this way. Worship Krishna. Yeah. But if you don't maintain that standard, that's okay. And just for time you're going to add more, so that's okay, but still you can try to come to a basic standard, try not to go below. But if you do go below even, it's still not seva. It's expected in the grihastha. Yes. Atiti seva, guests will come, relative will come, you have to cook and offer to Krishna. It's not regulated. So yeah, you find a schedule that you know you can maintain nicely for the rest of your life. And try to do that. So then, in that way, the grihastha schedule revolves around the deity schedule revolves around the grihastha schedule. You have to go out to work, come back, and you have different. So it's really set a standard like that for everyone in grihastha. So each grihastha can have his own standard according to his time, facility. Another important thing in the deity worship is attitude. So when we enter the deity room, we should pay obeisances to this spiritual master and ask his permission to enter into the deity room, to assist him in doing the same. So the idea is we're going in the deity room as a servant of the Guru. We're not, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm going to serve Krishna directly. We're entering in the mood of serving the Guru who is doing good worship to Krishna. And so if this attitude is maintained, then it's a lot safer also. If I go in, I'm Krishna's servant, I'm going to serve Krishna. Okay, you can do that, but Krishna says, be careful. Right? You have to be on your P's and Q's. You want to do the worship directly, but if there's a slight mistake, you get some punishment from Krishna. But if you're going as a servant, then if the servant does something wrong, Krishna doesn't see it, he doesn't care for something. So this attitude, in any service actually we should have this attitude, not only deity worship. But we are the assistants and servants of the servant. So although Guru is actually, the conclusion is that the Guru is going to say that we are assistant. I like that understanding. It was in Contra's handbook. I don't know if it still exists, but they had the description of the Guru Vastakam prayers, Sri Bhikkhu Hatha Mananikanana. And the spiritual master is always so along with the deity, along with it's always serving Radha and Krishna along with his disciples. He wasn't explaining how they should keep things clean and everything. The deity was to clean. Sri Bhikkhu Hatha, that the spiritual master is engaged along with the disciples in the temple worship of Radha and Krishna. So there it mentions that along with means together. So I found that a better understanding, that actually both are doing the worship. If we analyze it, then we come to the conclusion that the Guru is doing it because he has given us the instructions to worship, he has given us sacred breath to worship, he's given us the mantras to worship. And he gives the process of worship. Ideally, we'll get that from the Guru. And so he's giving. He's like. So he's. The Guru is doing it. We are like the instruments. We're assisting like the instruments. So he is. Just as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that you get the highest self, the intelligence. And you get, so the higher self is the Guru. The Guru becomes our intelligence. We may not understand soul, but we can understand up to intelligence. So that intelligence is coming from Guru, how to worship the deity, etc. It's coming from Guru. So he is our higher self. Krishna says you should control the higher self by the lower self. So we have the mind and senses, and Guru is the intelligence. So like both together are doing the worship. And it's mentioned in the 28th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse 70, something way before. And Dhananjaya said, I have seen this and heard this dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna by the grace of my spiritual master Vyasadeva. The Prabhupada mentions in that purport that here is Sanjaya is admitting that he is, by the grace of his Guru, he is able to hear the Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. The Prabhupada says in the purport there that this is the mystery of the Parampara. We are hearing through the grace of his Guru, Vyasadeva. Sanjaya's Guru is Vyasadeva. He's hearing. And he says that by the grace of Vyasadeva, I was able to hear this great dialogue. And Prabhupada says, that although the worship is being done by Guru, who is the transparent by media, Prabhupada uses this term, transparent by media, means it's like you look through the window and you see outside, the scenery and outside. You don't see the window. But if the window wasn't there, then there'd be some bricks and you wouldn't see anything. But transparent via media. So you're seeing through Guru, but Guru becomes transparent. So then the effect is, in Prabhupada said, it's going through the grace of the parampara, the transparent via media of the parampara. But the experience is direct. If we analyze it, yes, it's going through Guru. But that's jnana. When you can understand bhakti. But when you're selflessly doing that worship, Guru becomes transparent, and the experience is direct. You are worshipping Krishna directly. But this is exactly what Krishna wants. It's exactly what Guru wants. Gurus come to train us up to understand our relationship with Krishna. It's not the international society, but Guru consciousness is Krishna consciousness. But he wants us to become Krishna conscious. Actually, he's revealing, but then he becomes transparent, and you see. I said there in that purpose. The experience is direct. It's a direct experience. You see Krishna and you're safer to Krishna. That's all it is. At the moment you analyze it, you will come out of bhakti. You can. So this is the idea of parampara. Then Prabhupada said this is the mystery of the parampara. You get that direct, your service becomes direct to Krishna. So therefore you have a yoga before worship. It's sometimes divided into 5 aspects. I become gathering the upachars, waking up early morning and do gathering flowers, etc. Purifying everything. I become anyway, then comes yoga. You establish all your paraphernalia to worship, and then yoga. Then you do your dhyanams, meditate on Ranga and Navadvita or Krishna in Vrindavan, meditate. Then do Manasa Puja, Vichara, understanding philosophically what's happening. Then Ija is actual worship. So when you've established everything, purified everything, spiritualized everything, then you can be more convinced that Krishna is a person, you feel him as a person, not just a stone or a statue. So then your consciousness is more fine, then you can actually bring the feet down, not like another piece of paraphernalia, a lotus or a bell or something like this. Lotus and bell also become transcendental, but the idea is consciousness is purifying. The very moment you wake up in the morning, chant Krishna's name, get rid of the subtle living entities. All the way up this whole purification, and become more and more convinced I am purified. I clean my clothes myself, I can put it in a place where other people will walk past and touch. So I'm purifying for conviction with our consciousness, and finally we're convinced that yes, Krishna is there. I'm also purifying myself to approach him and worship. Ija and worship. Then Swadhyaya means concluding activities and prikrams and preaching to people, darshanarati. So philosophical side should be there also. And also attitude inside the deity room should be maintained nicely. And one of the biggest distractions in the deity room would be when people are just talking too loud, talking to each other across the deity room. So when the offences in the nectar devotion, offences against deity worship, one shouldn't talk before the deity. One shouldn't howl before the deity, one shouldn't cry before the deity, one shouldn't criticize or eulogize anyone before the deity. And because if you talk too loud, you become very familiar, and it will become commonplace, and then it will become ordinary, and you'll just regard the deity as something ordinary. So try to maintain silence. If you're doing the same thing every day, generally, it's not necessary to. So if you have something to say, better go outside with the other Pujari. Explain to them, let them speak outside. Try to maintain that silence in the deity, because the deity has his own consciousness. And if we're talking, we're going to distract. I remember once in Prabhupada's room, I used to take the frankincense, the smoke with the dhuna. Every evening I would, when Prabhupada was in Mayapur, every evening I would go to Prabhupada's room, put the smoke in his room. And so Prabhupada was always in a meditation, some kind of meditation. And he was alone. And I went to Prabhupada's room in the lotus room, in his office, and then I come into the bedroom. I filled the room with smoke. The idea was supposedly to get rid of mosquitoes. So he filled the rooms up with smoke. And one day Ramananda Maharaj was there, Prabhu, and he said, "What are you doing?" So he was in the other room back then. I said, "Oh, I take this every day, I bring every day." And Prabhupada was in the other room, you could hardly hear but sitting there. He said, "What?" Something like that. What? And he could hear. So Prabhupada, transcendentalists, their consciousness is somewhere else. They're with Krishna somewhere or another. So they like that concentrated train of thought. If we're there and we're speaking loudly or some kind of distractions, then it's going to interfere with their different trains of thought. And Prabhupada gave us that example. I mean, maybe just the thought pattern he was having, or even just chanting. I remember another time, the Prabhupada was just chanting in the room, very grave. He was just walking back from his bedroom to his office. I was sitting on the floor with Satsuru, and he came up and he stood before us. And then he said, a very great episode. He said, this chanting of Hare Krishna is the sound incarnation of the Absolute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he was just absorbed in the sound vibration. So like that, we don't want to disturb Krishna or his devotees, but they thought the consciousness is somewhere else. How we can actually assist them. Anyway, we keep quiet like that, and assist them, not disturbing them. Yeah, so if we may lose if we start speaking, this becomes commonplace, and what is the difference inside, outside? So that one thing at least you can try to put into practice, cover a lot of other aspects. Maintain the proper attitude, and inside and outside, and when in between, coming inside the dealer as the assistant, the servant of the servant. $7 o'clock, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some questions.
Okay.
Some questions.
Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru. You said Gayatri Mantra to recite 10 times after Gayatri Mantra, Brahma Gayatri Mantra, after offering bhog. Suppose I am not a Brahmanical initiated as yet. In that case, what should I do?
Oh, you can chant Hare Krishna.
Okay. So that is not applicable for non-Brahmanical initiated.
It's not applicable.
Yeah, that's which is like suppose as I said, you said to recite Brahma Gayatri Mantra 10 times after offering bhoga. So as of now, till now, I am not Brahmanical initiated. So I should not recite that.
But you can chant Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Or Om.
Okay.
Om is a comprehensive mantra.
Okay. And one more thing, like this is also earlier what we have been taught, like recite all the Pari mantra, like Guru, Prabhupada, then Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one mantra serial, one time, the second time, third time. But you guys now you said 3 times.
Yeah.
So sorry, it's two different things.
No, the way Prabhupada explained, first you chant the full Guru.
3 times.
The full Guru and the full Krishna.
One more thing, which is in our temple, when you do Tulsi Arati, especially offering at the end water, some of the devotees, what they do,
Offering water?
Water, the Tulsi Arati time. Tulsi Arati, when doing the Tulsi Arati, last is water. With that water, when they are offering, sometimes somebody pick up the whole pot and take the circle of the Tulsi Devi 3 times, and then they offer water to Tulsi Devi, reciting Tulsi Devi's offering water also. And sometimes they don't offer totally at all, directly take from the pot and 3 times offer pour water to Tulsi Devi. What is the correct way?
Well, I never knew they offered Tulsi water.
The Tulsi Arati time. When you do Tulsi Arati,
I don't know, in my book we don't do that. We offer incense and the lamb.
Now, earlier practice was there, Prabhuji. Now it is reduced. Now nobody is doing that one. Maybe 1 or 2 by mistake they are doing because they learnt in the earlier days. Now it's only Aarti at the end we are offering only the water.
The devotees will offer water afterwards.
That is the right.
It's not arga, it's technically it's called aragya. Offering water. But that's not, no, during Prabhupada's time we only had incense and flowers. First time I knew.
When we offer bhoga, and the bhoga is brought in front of the Lord, we purify the bhoga by saying Om Astray Fat or some mantra, like offering Ganga Jal and saying Om Astray Fat. But the Tulsi leaf has to be put before purifying or after purifying only.
In my part, we put the Tulsi leaves on, pull the bogas, and then we bring it, and then we purify it and offer it.
So you have to see it like that.
The idea is Tulsi is already pure, so why are you purifying that?
The space.
No, if you feel that you can also, it's an option, you can bring the boga, then fill the Tulsi. If we have a lot of plates, a lot of bowls, we don't want Krishna to get cold for shadow at the time, we put Tulsi leaf on everything. In my approach, it's one more practical reason that we put the kitchen. And the bowl doesn't get cold in the winter when you're in the heater. Oh, good. Out of there.
Excellent, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you please explain on that? Prabhuji, can you please explain the impurities, like some of the contaminations when some of our relative passed away, and also probably for our deity worship at home, whether the women with the normal contamination period, whether they can do these activities.
Yeah, here the consideration is suchi or asuchi. So according to the Smaka Vidhi, then the purity is consideration. That is, and family, death in the family. But the person has surrendered his life to serving Krishna. That is above the Dharma Shastra. The Dharma Shastra is dealing with suchi asuchi. But your surrender to Krishna is superior vow than the rules and regulations of Dharma Shastra. So therefore, the lives that the Bhagavad line, then you get the Mataji's candle worship, and family, your service can go continue it to the deity, even though there's been a death in the family. It's all based on material identity. You're not the body, your mother, father, not your body either. So to do a ceremony, a Kamakhanda ceremony, we're giving up our sacrifice of serving Krishna every day. We make a promise, a vow to serve Krishna every day of our life in the service. So that's a much more important vow than the Dharma Shastric vow of Suchi Asuchi. Of course, we should be considerate just because it's in our philosophy, that you tell the Mataji you should go and worship the deity. You should consider her failings also. She may have been more in that standard. That one has to consider the Mataji's also, even though philosophically they should consider the Mataji's. They may not like to do it. They've been brought up in yeah. So the path of devotional strength to Krishna is superior than the Dharma Shastras. So therefore there's no need to observe the ceremony. Purifying yourself. The devotees, they remember the lotus feet of Krishna who has lotus-like eyes, and they become purified within and without, because that's your karma finished. You remember Krishna, you become purified within and without. That's our purification.
Another question, Prabhuji, in terms of again prasadam offering. If there is a big program where we are actually distributing to thousands of devotees prasadam, and there are chances that the prasadam may go waste. So when you offer the prasad to the deities directly, is it necessary that prasad is mixed with the actual cooking, or will that actually become prasad just after offering? And we don't have to cook if it is there is a chance of mass distribution happening.
Yeah, as soon as the Prabhupada said, as soon as the mantras are chanted, it's officially
Everything is prasad.
everything is official. So sometimes you can also mix with the other cooked stuff, or you can keep separate.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We have a Bal Gopal at home. Bal Gopal. So basically, both of us, when we travel, we carry our Bal Gopal along with us wherever we go. But recently, just few months before, one of my Shiksha Guru is very senior. He said, no, you should not travel with Bal Gopal frequently whenever you go out. And he said, you should leave behind with some other family members or friends who is initiated or that kind. So, but we don't really feel comfortable, both of us, leave the Bal Gopal behind us and without carrying with us, and wherever we go, we try to maintain our standard. So what is recommended? Like, we should travel or we should leave behind?
He should be worshipped by you every day. Should take him with you. It's your superior. If you love him, naturally you want to take him. And it's a risk. Some people lose the Grihastas, they were not Saraswati who advised them to worship in the home. Because if it would make offenses, he's only a little boy, so. But for the temple, then Prabhupada said, go in ISKCON temple, because we are promoting Radha Krishna worship. Then the Balagopal worship is not necessary. In Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, somebody had a Gopal deity on the altar, and Prabhupada said, what is the deity? It's Gopal. He said, no. He said, this is not our sampradaya, it's another sampradaya.
So my last question, although I'm hesitating whether should I ask or not, see the deity worship we are doing here is not a Pranpratishtha Vigraha. But example like deity in Mayapur, Sri Radha Madhava and all, these are Pranpratishtha deity. So Pranpratishtha deity worshipping that is which is higher level rather than Utshav deity. So in that case, suppose if I meditate on the deity of Radha Madhava, my personal Ishtadavata is Radha Madhava. So is this recommended?
What's your question? It's not initiated, installed deity. You didn't say that.
No, I said like the deity in ISKCON Maharan you have, it's not a Pranpratishtha Vigraha, it's not a Pranpratishtha deity.
It's not been installed.
Correct. But the deity in Mayapur, like Radha Madhav, is a Pranpratishtha deity, is an installed deity. So installed deity worshipping is a valuation is much higher than deity worship of other deity.
There's no such thing as an uninstalled deity. Prabhupada said the deity can be installed by time, just by being there. Time is another form of installation. But you, like in His Holiness Radha Maharaj, I've been to quite a few deity welcoming, they call it deity welcoming. And they have a program, they do kirtan, and then have an abhishekam like that. And then Radha Maharaj gives us some lecture and tells the responsibility that the grihasthas have now, and Krishna's coming to your house. It's called welcoming, but it's an installation, it's a form of installation. It may not be the official jhakana and everything there and calling the deities into the heart. That may not be there. But there's no question of uninstalled thinking. point in time, maybe a consideration. Prabhupada said that he told Jananivas Prabhu that you should make little deities, the Garanga, and dress them in dhoti and chadra and say that these are Indian dolls with typical traditional Indian dress, and give them out as more or less like paraphernalia. And Prabhupada called them Prabhupada dolls. They're dolls. And he said they were put on that mantelpiece or something, and after some time one of the children said, "What is that doll there?" "I don't know, I got from the Hare Krishnas, you can ask them that." And they'll go to the Hare Krishna, "What is this doll?" "Oh yeah, you can offer incense." So somehow or another, slowly he said, people will come to be able to worship Gaunitai. So Gaunitai can do that. They come out, it's their feature, they come out, they're delivering Jagai Matai. They come out to deliver everyone. But your rather nice welcoming program, that's installation. There may not be a home or an official calling. You are the eternal servant of Krishna. So worshipping Krishna is our birthright. It's not although we didn't get a proper installation with all the paraphernalia. But if you accept the deity, as someone you're going to worship, you worship the Lord. But in time is another form of installation. In time you will become manifest.
Mataji's side, any questions? No questions. Maybe conclude.
At home, when we are worshipping deities, is it recommended to actually worship Gauritai than Radha Krishna, because the chances of actually offending Seva Aparad is more if we install Radha Krishna at home rather than Gauritai? What is recommended for a Krishna?
Well, Prabhupada used to recommend that Gauritai actually Panchatattva, that was the standard in the early days. The Panchatattva picture, and then Prabhupada was sent to go this out to different places, and that was it. Give them a Panchatattva picture, and they have to start from there, they build up, and slowly they'll get Gauritai and Gauritai. So Gauritai, yes, they don't accept the offenses.
In temple we have three verses, Radha, Krishna, Narasimha and Prabhupada. So by Pancharatrik Vidhi. So same system we should follow in home also?
No, not necessarily. But there should be Gauranga there. You say Prabhupada, Narasimha? Gauritai are there?
Yeah, okay. Like Prabhupada, we have to do with all 5 items, Prabhupada Arti, or intense is enough.
This question is, when we do Prabhupada Arti at home, just the incense stick is enough, or we have to do all the upacharas?
No, you can do exactly what you like to offer at that time. What is every year your standard, according to your time and circumstances? If you like to just offer incense, okay. You can put more, you can. If you want to do 64 upacharas, you can.
One more.
You can ask the temple pujari what's I'm doing like this. If you like one of your three things. Yes.
When we are doing Narasimha Jaya Narasimha, that time can we, some few Godfathers they are saying you should not sing that time Jaya Gorunita.
Right.
Like when you are doing Narasimha Nishingarati, that Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, in that tune like you should not, some Godfathers they are saying, senior Godfathers they are saying you should not chant Gorunita at that time. And somebody say no, you can chant also Gorunita. What is the actual way?
At the end of the Arati, when the singing is concluding, after right?
Yes, yeah,
If after the Narasimha Deva, should we chant Gaurnitya also, or should we go for Prabhupada? Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Is it okay to chant?
Singing.
Gaurita is?
Gaurita is also concerned. Trying to sing it at Gaurita.
Yes, correct.
I agree. Krishna has three forms, very, very different. Well, three, generally it's three. Krishna's original form of Shamachandra, Govinda, Krishna's form of Ramachandra, and Lord Nrsimhadev. These three are very close. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the latest incarnation, he is Radha Krishna, so he's also very close. But these are very dear forms of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu he is Krishna, Radha Krishna. Our approach has to go through Gaurnitai, whether we're approaching Nrsimhadev, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna. We have to first approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga. He's the Yuga avatar. Ramadi Murchu Panadhi Mahavatar. Unlimited forms. But Mahaprabhu should always be worshipped in the progression. First we worship Guru, Varanga, then the Vishnu Tattva deity we worship.
So if that's the case, then why Narasimha deity in their Panchatattva photo is not there?
Pardon?
Where is the Narasimha deity? You said it has to be so Lord Chaitanya then Narasimha Bhagavan. So in Narasimha altar, Lord Narasimha Dev altar, why you are not placing Panchatattva's photo?
In my thought.
No, even in our temple also, we do not have a Panchatattva photo. Like here, example, we have a Narasimha deity, Lakshmi Narasimha, Prahlad Maharaj, and down Swara Goswami Guru Parampara. No Panchatattva.
Yeah, chanting. You're chanting Gaurnitai and
The picture is
I'm talking about picture.
photo.
In the photo, in that altar, there is no photo of Panchatattva.
no, but you're chanting Jai Gaurnitai at the end.
No, we are chanting at the end Gaurnitai. What I am saying in the altar, we have a Lord Narasimha Dev Bhagavan, we have a Prahlad Maharaj, then we have a Swara Goswami, we have a Guru Parampara. But there is no Panchatattva photo in the altar.
Mayapur also is good.
You do not have.
But your attitude is when you approach, that you're remembering Gauranga. And at the end we chant Gaurnitai, Gaurnitai.
Anyone has any question? Last question.
Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
What is the size? Home standard for worship.
Loudly.
Home standard for worshipping Jagannath at home. What is the standard recommended?
What is the home standard for Jagannath worship?
Again, you can make your own standard, whatever you know you can maintain easily the rest of your life. It's not going to be a burden on you that worship to your heart's content. You make your own Don't invent anything. You can ask the puja, right? What kind of things can I do? I don't invent anything.
What should be the size of the bhoga thali? What should be the size of the bhoga thali we offer to the Lord? Please.
So should be the size.
What is the size of the bhoga? How much quantity should you offer?
Oh, that must be. Prabhupada said Krishna's been out all day with the cows, he's got appetite, so give enough for a healthy, for a 16-year-old boy.
Thank you very much for participating. Also, we thank Manishi for being at the 11th. So this is the beginning. We are going to have more sessions further. We are requesting some more visitors as well as internally we will have trainings for all of you. So thank you very much. His Grace Jananivas Prabhuji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If anyone has not understood, have any questions, please put it in the group. We will clarify what was done. So,